The two ordinary hosts of this podcast are not professionals on parapsychology, extraterrestrials, cryptozoology, nor would they describe themselves as religious or prone to superstition. They'd also like to make it known that this show is not intended for children or those with sensitive sensibilities. Please listen at your own discretion. And remember, the truth is often anecdotal.
Listeners, I am Mr. R.
And I'm Mr. X.
A pair of normal dudes.
Reading paranormal stories.
Mr. X, it's come to my attention that you are under the weather.
Yeah, I am.
And when I say it's come to my attention, what I mean to say is you told me that.
Yeah, I don't know if you could tell, but I sound like shit right now.
Yeah, I mean, you don't, I mean, honestly, I think I've heard you sound worse than this, so.
I don't know, maybe. And I don't know what it is. I got a flu shot the other week. Could be that. But
Could
then
be.
half the people at my job, in my department specifically, are all just as sick. So
Yikes.
I'm more than certain somebody gave me this shit.
You should fire them.
Yeah, well, my direct boss is also super sick, so I'm like, what
Oh,
if it was
shit.
him? I don't ever see him, though. I was dragging through my last day last week, and I was like, okay, they can't say anything to me because I'm literally dying, and nobody's giving me any help. So if they ask me what's taking so long, I'm going to be like, I'm sick as hell. So when I finally see my boss in the morning, he's like, hey, how's it going, man? And I was like, I don't know, I'm pretty sick. And he was like, oh, shit, me too, man. He sounded like shit, too. I was like, damn it.
Man, me too. I don't feel very good at all.
Yeah, although he has kids, so it makes sense how he probably got sick, but...
Kids are a pretty popular conduit for illness, I'd say.
Yeah, which is why I'll never have them.
Yeah.
They're like the settlers of the West, always carrying disease with them.
Always bringing their smallpox blankets and touching all of our maize.
Or what?
I said maize. I wanted it like corn, like our crops.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, so that's the theme of this week is sickness. I was so sick. I was like, am I going to be able to record tomorrow? And I was like, screw it. Yeah, we'll try to record. Let's see what paranormal stuff we can bring up that revolves around people being sick. Because, we get a lot of stories of people. And when I was looking for stories, this is what I came across a lot. Is people like, my relative got sick and died, and I saw an apparition. Or like I foresaw something of them. I don't think any of my stories are that. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. I don't think one of my stories is even paranormal. So, what subreddit did I get that from? Experiencers, which I've never used before. So, but they seem to think it is. So,
I don't remember which one it was, but when I was looking for stories, one that was popping up a lot, I think honestly, just because the relevance of the word sick was involved.
Yeah.
It was a relatively long story. It had no paragraphical breaks. It was all one solid chunk of text, and it was really long. And at the very bottom, the very first comment was like, "Hey, like you should really think about breaking up your stories to make them easier to read. And also, this isn't paranormal at all. I think you just got sick every time the weather got colder."
Oh, geez. Well, we had that one story of the guy who thought he got COVID from Ed and Lorraine Warren.
I just re-listened to that episode.
Yeah, the namesake of that episode from a few weeks ago. Or it would have been like over a month ago at this point.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. Man, people who believe in the paranormal, like hardcore, will find an excuse for anything, honestly. But as we'll see in our stories, here, let me double check what my stuff looks like here. Okay, I'm gonna read that somewhat non-paranormal story first.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there. Let's see. It's a voice in my head solved my lifelong medical mystery. And this story might literally make you pull your hair out. So, literally.
Okay.
And it's got a flare here. It says lucid experience sober. That's in parentheses. This was posted by Arrow NYC. And it goes, on my birthday last year, I woke up from a crazy dream about intergenerational trauma, where I finally came to terms with the fact that my parents had passed down many of their issues to me and forgave them for it. Let me just say, that has nothing to do with the story at all. It just wanted to preface it with that. Okay, I woke up and started getting ready for the day. I was looking in the mirror, frustrated with a rash on my face that doctors kept calling hormonal acne and prescribing birth control for. Suddenly, this voice that was not my own said, plain as day, it's the hair dye that's been making you sick. For years, I'd been elimination testing various foods trying to identify the cause of my lifelong chronic illness. Somehow, it just never occurred to me that the culprit could be right on top of my head. I headed to Google Photos and looked back at 20 years of selfies. 20 years? Okay.
20 years.
I had this glass-shattering moment that was almost like my vision fundamentally changed. Every time I dyed my hair, my face was a little bit swollen. As the dye faded, the swelling went down. I started researching hair dye allergies and found that they were surprisingly common, though they don't usually fly under the radar for decades like mine did. I also found that the pink dye I had been using for the last couple of years did not include the more common known allergen, PPD, but it contained a shit ton of food dyes like red 40 and yellow 3. Okay. I saw a doctor. Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry, go ahead. I have something to say about that specifically, but go ahead.
Okay. Just highlight it and keep it in mind. I saw a doctor and conducted a patch test with the hair dye on my inner elbow. I got a bit itchy and inflamed, so I decided to try ending contact with all dyes, including foods and personal care products, for the first time in my entire life. The day I shaved my head, I regained a sense of smell after 20 years without one.
No.
Maybe that's your problem.
Maybe.
It's all that hair.
Just shave my face.
Fresh cut grass caught me by surprise, and I just couldn't stop breathing it in. In the weeks and months that followed, my body went into a period of detox unlike anything ever recorded in medical history. Okay, alright. It seems that the dyes swelled all of my pores shut across my entire body for 20 plus years. I started shedding clumps of dead skin and layers of ingrown hairs over my entire body, head to toe. It was like I was sweating out small tumors. Alright, my moles started breaking down on the surface of my skin. My face shape changed. I lost 15 pounds in a couple of weeks, and now my body fat is completely distributing itself from the pattern I've always known. Okay. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, long COVID, spondyloarthropathy, okay, seasonal allergies, and chronic fatigue syndromes for 20 plus years. Okay. I'm still in recovery, I'm still healing, but I know 100% for certainty that the voice in my head saved my life. It's a voice I've known since I was a child, a guiding voice that visits only every so often, bringing wisdom and advice. I've received hostile responses to my story in the past. Okay?
Oh boy, I can't.
So I will ask you to please be kind and keep in mind that I am a real person experiencing a real medical anomaly. Associating my medical story with the paranormal is very scary for me, but is also undeniable. I appreciate that there's a safe space here I can share without fears of attacks on my credibility. I hope this will inspire you to 1, pay more attention to the voices in your head, and 2, Pay more attention to your daily chemical exposure, especially if you struggle with chronic illness. Okay, so obviously this person suffers from a lot of stuff, and I don't want to like bash him too hard, but come on, if you have a rash on your face for 20 plus years, your face is always swollen and everything, maybe the harsh chemicals you're putting on your head all the time is the first thing you should check, not the foods that you're eating. Like,
well, okay. So at some point in the story, you mentioned red dye number 40, right?
Yeah.
So do you know anything about red dye number 40, like historically?
Vaguely, yes.
Okay. X, for a while you lived in Texas. Now, in Texas, there was a soda that was pretty popularized.
Yeah. Big Red?
Yes, you can't find it in a lot of places outside of the South.
So that's funny that you're mentioning Big Red, because my partner showed me a TikTok the other day of, you know, sometimes you come across like a professional and their assistant is like, hey, in this case it was a dentist, like, you're a dentist, what drinks would you never drink as a dentist? And she really likes sweet tea, and his first answer was sweet tea. But one of his answers was Big Red. And I was like, well, yeah, no, Big Red literally melts asphalt. Why would you put that in your mouth?
So growing up as a young boy, there were, I mean, it was rumors really, but it was like Big Red made children hyper. And I mean, there's another fallacy that states that sugar was the reason for this. Sugar makes kids hyper. Sugar doesn't make kids hyper. Sugar makes kids excited, right? It's fun for them to consume it, especially children who are made to eat their vegetables and whatnot. So when they get a treat like ice cream or, let's say, a soda, right, it makes them excited. That's fun for them. And like they're experiencing something chemically that they don't often get, right? Now, Big Red was a huge culprit for this because, like stated, chemically, it's not good for your body.
Yeah.
But more importantly, they thought that it was the red food dye, specifically red dye number 40, that was linked to hyper behavior in children. So yeah. I just thought that was a really funny link there. Oh, and also, not just hyperactivity, but like neurobehavioral issues that still nothing's been proven. There's no solid evidence for any of this.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think, I mean, yeah, we have a lot of shit in our food here in the United States that not good for us, but I don't think it's the stuff that she was consuming at all that had anything to do with how she was feeling. I think it's 100% the harsh chemical she was putting on her head.
Right. Very close to the brain, I'd say.
Directly on her skin. A lot of the comments on this, I'm kind of shocked, are people kind of, being supportive. Obviously, she says at the end here that this sub is probably the most supportive one that she could find. But there's stuff like Shahana Light says, this is making me cry. I'm so flippin' happy for you. Okay. There's a lot of them that try to give their own little remedies. Thanks for sharing. Have you heard about zeolite as a detox method? No, and I'm not going to promote it. Let's see. Oh my God, this is a really long response, but hey, I'll read the first paragraph of this guy's response.
Okay.
Uber Guitar Man says, I have a plethora of voices I've had since 2016. There was a long and mysterious encounter with them where I came to know them better. They would selectively tell me things, and gradually, over time, they would start to use particular modalities of speech. They would say things in certain ways that came off as noetic. What does this say?
Modalities of speech, they would say noetic? I don't know what that means.
Noetic? Is that a word, or did they mean poetic? No, N and P are nowhere near each other. Let's see.
Noetic is an adjective that refers to the mind or intellect, stemming from the Greek word for mind or thought.
So they would say things in certain ways that came off as noetic. It made no sense to think of it as my imagination. And I mean that in very literal ways, but also mean that in sneakier ways. Before they used to talk to me in the specifically sneaky ways and tell me things. Anyway, they say stuff that would have funky timing and say things I was not thinking about and stuff. I built up a relationship of trust with them. They imply things very heavily when they speak about things, and then I roll with it. Okay. My guy, it sounds like you have schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia is the first thing that comes to mind, of course.
Yeah. So
with that being said, though, the original poster who spoke about like, oh, I've been having episodes, and then a voice in my head. That's a thought, my guy. That's just a thought.
Also, I don't. There's a selection of the population who don't have an internal monologue, right? Who don't hear a voice in their head. Mm-hmm. But as someone who does, have an internal monologue, I'm not sure it sounds like me, Like, I mean, your own voice is distorted through your ears anyways. Like, you're hearing the reverberation in your head.
The fluids in your head kind of prevent you from hearing your true voice.
So, I mean, how would you know if it was your voice anyways? Okay. I'm going to end this with, there's a comment here from Angel Bryan. It says, I've been experiencing symptoms of similar to long COVID, and I'm willing to do a keto diet in hope I get out of it. Do you know of it, if it could work? I don't think keto is going to fix your symptoms of long COVID. The OP does respond here and says, I believe strongly that this message from my guide was not just about me, but about many others suffering in silence. I've been getting all my friends and family off of dyes, especially those with strange medical symptoms of chronic illness. Turns out they're all carcinogenics, and the US is just in denial about it. This may be part of why keto and paleo diets are so popular these days, because they inadvertently get people off of dyes and other chemicals. So, yes, I very much recommend that anyone struggling with confusing health issues, please do sweep of their kitchen and bathroom to replace any products with the name dyes like Red 40 and Yellow 3 for a clear alternative. Hey, just eat better. Just eat better, guys. Nothing you buy in the US, if you live in the US, is going to be good for you. Aside from like a nutritional value that you get from it. Like, honestly, just look, if you're looking at the nutritional facts, just look for something that has a high fiber and protein in it, honestly. And you'll be good. And I promise you, you won't be sitting on the toilet for like an hour and a half anymore. So,
also, this is not a medical podcast. Just, I'm going to say it up top. But you had read a comment that was saying something about detoxing.
Yeah.
Where did that go? Oh, thanks for sharing. Have you heard about zeolite as a detox method? I'm going to say it right now. And like, this isn't, jokes are out of the room. Mm-hmm. I'm being so serious. Detoxing does not exist.
Yeah.
Your body has organs that do that for you. Like, if you want to flush your system of whatever you're trying to get rid of, just drink a lot of water. Like, that's literally all you have to do.
Yeah.
If someone's trying to sell you a detox, that's all they're doing is trying to make money.
Yeah, it's literally bullshit. Like, literally all you need to do is drink a lot of water and make sure you have fiber in your diet. If you want to lose weight, you don't lose weight by sweating it off. You literally lose weight by excreting it. So fiber and water, man, just piss and shit it out. So, all right, let's move on to the next, to your first story, because I'm sick of looking at these people. Which one are you doing first?
Let's see, probably the...
I did see this one. This is, can a house make you sick and don't let you go? Because when I was looking through the ghost server, I was like, man, why do all these titles have typos in them? But
so I will say the can a house make you sick one
is from a Spanish person.
Well, yes, but also it's kind of sad. So I want to start with that one so I can end on something not so bummery.
And I will say, yes, a physical location can probably make you sick. It's depending on when it was made and what materials it was made with. Most definitely. When I started working nights like a couple years ago, the first location I went to, I started there and I was physically ill for the first 2 weeks because that place smelled like shit. It was so nauseating that I literally was nauseous for 2 weeks straight. Like a really bad headache. I felt like throwing up the whole time. I eventually just got used to it, but that place was gross. It was like a 50-year-old grocery store. Who knows what the fuck was under those shelves and stuff. But yeah, okay. Well, this is a pretty short story.
Yeah, it's relatively short. A lot of the stories I found were either like infinitely long or way too short, and very few of them had comments. So, yeah. This was posted in r/ghosts as of 2 years ago by Witchy Metolonia, I think. The title is Can a House Make You Sick and Don't Let You Go? As we said before, this was posted by a Spaniard, so their English is not their first language. So English is not their first language. We can forgive them for that. Hello. I live in the north of Spain, close to the border of France. Well, we moved to a village of 150 people like 6 years ago. The first thing that happened, a 13-year-old boy died in a tractor.
Christ.
The people were really sad. After that, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I'm okay now. Our house is a really old house, is what I assume they're saying. We experienced things there. My oldest daughter saw a tall black shadow and something pulled her legs while sleeping. My younger 3 years at the time, had an imaginary friend. Now, my oldest had moved. By this point, my oldest had moved out because she couldn't handle the house anymore. And my husband is a truck driver. He is always away. I am alone, but I feel all the time sick, fatigue, sad, depression. I am feeling lost. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm going to therapy, and I moved last year to South Spain and feel better, but my husband has surgery, so we moved back. The house doesn't let me go. I tried, and when is not economy. Oh, so, okay. When the problem isn't the economy, the problem is health or other things. I just don't know what to do.
I think what they meant there was if it's not money problems, it's health issues.
Right.
In their life, yeah. This sounds like a horror movie. I don't know how much foreign cinema you consume, but the Spanish makes some pretty dope stuff.
Oh, one of my favorite horror films that I've seen in the past like 5 or 6 years was The Blacksmith and the Devil.
Okay.
Was that the name of it? That's the English name. I don't know the it's a Spanish made movie. It's very good.
Yeah. But this sounds I mean, aside from the oh man, I don't even know how to describe it. There's a movie, I don't know what it's called. I think it's Spanish. No, it's Argentinian or from Chile. It's somewhere from South America, but it's a Spanish language movie. And it's literally about like an entity that kind of follows people and just brings tragedy. And by tragedy, I mean like incredibly violent deaths. That's kind of what this sounds like, except instead of incredibly violent deaths all over the place, it's just a little bit of sickness and fatigue and sadness. But man, I'd love to live in a little tiny Spanish village. Shit.
Let's go.
But okay, let's see what the comments have to say.
Yes. Okay, so
I love this first comment.
Cheese says Gzar Christian 2 years ago says check for high levels of CO2 and radon in your house, as these things can cause health issues. This is across the board a great answer for every story we listen to on this podcast. Yes,
we live in Colorado, where I think, I I'm not sure if it's all of Colorado, but at least in Colorado Springs, houses need to be built with like a radon vent to make sure that it doesn't get trapped in your house, which I think is from like, it's just underground gases, right, that leak out of the ground or whatever. But yeah, make sure you're not being slowly poisoned by the air around you. The OP does respond to that with, I live around mountains and the house doesn't have heater. Everything here is just pure air. Well, there you go. If you live around the mountains, then you definitely need to check for radon.
Yes, definitely keep checking for that.
Yeah. GZAR does say radon and CO2 are naturally occurring from the ground. So yes, check those things, people. The little room that I record these podcasts in has a water heater in it. And this is just kind of like a spare office. But we always keep this door open because if we close it for any period of time, this heater leaks like gas ever so slowly that you don't notice it if you leave the door open. But if you leave it closed, you definitely, it's the first thing you smell when you walk in. So that's why you always hear my freaking cats running in here and stuff because I have to keep the door open.
Let's see. Silver Bread Fruit says check for mold too. Which Southern Ad 1116 says, yep, exactly my first thought. But they spelled thought THOT. That's important, but it is funny.
It's so funny that the top three comments are all natural things. It's like check for CO2 radon, check for mold. This next person, glass box Ecology says my first house had radon levels 7 times higher than the safe levels recommended by Health Canada.
Christ.
We were the second owners, and the first owners died of lung cancer.
Yeah,
installed
absolutely.
A radon mitigation system within the first 3 months of living there. The house felt happier after that, or maybe it was all in our heads. No, it was definitely the gas leaking in from the ground. But
I mean, technically, it was in your heads.
Yeah.
But it was caused by the insidious chemicals from radon poisoning.
Now, those reasonable people are kind of ignored. But the historical ad 96440 literally says
this was the first comment I saw when I first chose the story.
Yeah. I won't read. You can read the comment, but it literally just starts with the naysayers. Naysayers of what, man? If it's your house, it's definitely one of those things.
If your health is being affected, even if you think it's something supernatural or paranormal, like just go through the steps first. If it's not chemical, if it's not radiation poisoning, like, go through all those steps, and then if you can't find anything, assume it's a ghost. So, historical ad says, the naysayers. I want to give this character a voice. The naysayers.
Yeah.
I understand how you're feeling. I've encountered a space like this myself. We're working there currently, and things have been bad for me health-wise. The thing is, old places accumulate energies.
Oh my God.
Especially negative ones. It is why you feel that tingle when you go there. The energy interact. Sorry, I can't do that. The energies interact with our aura. My understanding is that they get attached to the latter, and hence cause the drain, fatigue, negative thoughts, and so on. I could say that it is scientific and that there could be mold and so on, but you're not posting it here. But you're not posting it here to listen to that, are you? Now for the remedy. I don't know what this says. I haven't read this far. Now for the remedy.
Wait, hold on. Before we go on to their remedy here.
Yeah.
Not a medical doctor as far as we know. So
yeah.
Don't take any of this advice.
Yeah, exactly. Now for the remedy. Be as positive as you can. You don't want to you don't want to offend them. You don't want to offend them energies?
Okay.
Is that how that's written? Okay. But to show them that you mean no harm, you respect them, most important. Next step, try to get as much natural sunlight into the house as possible. It acts as the most powerful cleaner of negativity. Lastly, use positive affirmations. In our country, we pray to our gods and light up incense sticks. Camphor, doop is a Hindi word. I don't actually know what it's called in English. Okay. Of paramount importance is lighting the diya, another word I'm not familiar with, especially in places where sunlight can't reach. While they may be wanting to get you out, these steps can help your stay as long as you are there. I send immense positivity your way, ma'am. To which the original poster just says, thank you.
Thank you. What is this guy? Tuberculous doctor? Like, what the fuck?
So here's what I'll say. All of that it's not harmful, right? To say that, to call it a remedy is harmful, right?
Yeah. It might improve your mood if that's something that you like. I hate incense. I can't stand the smell of incense. It drives me insane. Incense and crystals, which a lot of people really like, but both of those things, incense makes me nauseous, and so do crystals, weirdly enough. I don't know why.
Oh.
But it's funny in my head that I'm like, it physically makes me feel just weird being around those things. And I'm like, people who believe in that stuff must think that I'm like a demon or something.
I mean,
because they affect me negatively.
Yeah, absolutely. How could you not believe in it if it does affect you?
Because I avoid it. That's why.
We got to get you some Labrador, right?
If it affects me negatively,
sleep with it on your chest.
Why would I interact with it?
No, I know interacting with it is a different story, but like, just having the open-mindedness to agree that crystals do affect you in some way.
I guess.
I couldn't care. I like the idea of crystals having an effect.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not going to suggest people do it for their cancer.
Well, it's like a sort of thing. I don't know what it is exactly, because we go antique shopping a lot on our time off, and being around all that old stuff, I think it's literally just an age thing, right? Like the older it is, the more uncomfortable it makes me feel. But like, you walk around an antique store, you just get that smell of like mildew and decomposition, essentially.
I definitely know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I haven't had a sense of smell in about 15 or 16 years.
Yeah.
But I definitely understand. I get absolutely what you're talking about.
I'm sure you could sense it because it's not the smell that hits you at first. It's just a sensation like in your nostrils that you probably shouldn't be breathing this stuff in. But yeah, so I don't know. It's I think personally, the reason crystals affect me negatively is because they're just old, they're just so old. It makes my body uncomfortable.
It does take some time for them crystals to form, huh?
Yeah. Let's see. Ultimate Free Boy here says, for a second I thought this was in the House MD TV show subreddit.
Okay.
A deleted user just said yes.
Yes. To that whole post, to everything that was written. Yes.
Businessware 1716 says, I had this problem for years up until a couple months ago. I learned how to use sage, and in the best, most effective way, and repeatedly do it often. What are you saging? Use sage if it makes you feel better, like the way incense does and stuff like that. But like, I don't know. Don't think it's actually doing anything. Whatever. I'm not going to yuck your yum if you want to like use smells to make yourself feel better. But like, I don't think that's it. A deleted user says, sounds like possession. Okay.
Yeah.
And then ghosts are made up of...
No questions asked.
NZ Avenger says, ghosts are made up of dead energy. When that energy comes into contact with the living tissue too much, it will make you sick. Oh, maybe that's why antique stores make me feel nauseous.
Oh, maybe so.
It's definitely not the mildew.
I hate that this is archived. I want to downvote that so bad.
I want to downvote all of these so bad. This fucking historical ad 9640. I would have given him like 1 million downvotes. Well, I guess those were all the comments. I'll just say, check for gases. Probably the main culprit.
Yeah, at least go through all the steps to, to make sure your health is not being affected physically. And then you can move forward with the other stuff.
Make sure it's something make sure it's not something tangible that's physically affecting you, whether that's through touch or through like inhalation.
Mm-hmm.
Ask a doctor. Like, you live in Spain. You have universal health care, I'm sure. Just go see a doctor, even if it takes a long time. I'm sure you'll come to a reasonable conclusion.
Ask that doctor to say Mucinex, because I like the way the little B says it.
Mucinex?
Oh no, it's not Mucinex. It's oh shit! It's the one with the B. It's Antonio Banderas. He says.
Oh. No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, Banderas as a bee? He's in a commercial. It's Nasonex. Sorry,
Nasonex.
he was the Nasonex bee.
Okay.
And I don't know. He just has a great voice. So
if you're gonna take Mucinex, make sure to drink a lot of water, because you will get very high. I learned
really?
that the hard way.
Is that true?
Yep. On the instructions, it tells you to take it with a full glass of water, because if you don't, you immediately get super high. It's crazy.
Huh. Jenny gets so mad at me. I'll have really bad acid reflux all day, and then I'll get in the car. I'll go and pick her up, and she's like, "Hey, how's your day?" And I'm like, "It's good. I did a lot of bending over today, and it really affected my acid reflux." She's like, "Take something, take medicine." And but like, you know me, I went like 30 years before I was like, I should buy medication. I just never took it.
Yeah, if that's something you're into, just get some medicine, I guess. Yeah. All right, my next story is from the ghost subreddit. I didn't know that. Posted by Gullible Ad 3969. Okay. It's titled "I Deal in the Realm Past the Veil," spelled like the Colorado town, not actual veil, pretty
not
regularly.
Right,
but the sickness is new. Anyone have any thoughts? Before I even get into this story, one of the comments here is veil. VEIL. You're welcome. To which OP just says, LOL, thanks. Couldn't remember which spelling it was. Google it, man.
It's almost free.
Yeah. I'm sure if you have a phone, you can. If you have a phone, it's either a Google phone or it has the internet on it regardless. Just search it, man. Okay, story goes. Okay, maybe I'm crazy, but I could really use
take a drink.
Any kind of input at this point. Please don't be unkind. Okay, so for the last several hours, I felt incredibly sick. My stomach hurts, my body hurts, my head hurts. I'm anxious, I feel out of touch, confused, and just not myself. For the last several hours, huh? So you just went straight to Reddit. Take another drink. It started right after I was taking a pee in the middle of the night last night. Okay, wait, so was it last night or was it the last several?
Like a couple of hours.
As one does. And the bathroom door, which was mostly open, I don't really close doors at night because who's going to see? The ghost, Gullible Ad. The ghost will see.
Yeah, that's how gullible you are.
And it was yanked hard, about 9 inches. Well, I'm glad you could tell how much.
I pulled out my ruler.
It didn't close, but it definitely moved 9 inches. No sound or anything, but it was very much a yank. There's no kind of airflow in the entire floor the bathroom is on to have it blown. And it was too quick and jerky, but also precise to have been caused by air anyways. Yeah, I'll save it. It was only yanked 9 inches. That's pretty precise. Then the towel, not 3 feet from me, started moving in a very disconcerting way. I can't, for the life of me, even recreate the movement. These things happen in the space of 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
You were in the bathroom for 2 minutes?
You were peeing for 2 straight minutes.
Or
Goodness.
you were peeing, the door moved, you stopped peeing, and you stood there?
I can imagine that like in a movie or something, and you hear like the tinkling sounds, and then the door, and the tinkling just stops.
Yeah.
as they stare at the door, and then as they slowly realize that they need to finish up, more tinkling, and then the towel moves. No. Okay. For background, the home I'm in is very nice and very new. But my family has seen an incredible amount of trauma here, especially me. Most notably, my not quite 2-month-old niece died in my arms in this house. Goodness.
Jesus.
In my room, in my bed, which is very near to this bathroom, if that's relevant. Hey, even if it is relevant, I don't think a 2-month-old is going to be jerking stuff around, you know?
Yeah.
In over a year, I haven't slept through the night. I never more than 4 hours in a row without waking up. Most of the time, I wake up every 60 to 90 minutes, all night, every night. I can do nothing to change this. I've tried. I sleep a little. Okay, you tried. Have you seen a doctor? I doubt it. I sleep a little better when I'm not in the house, like when I went on vacation. Sure, but I guess everybody does. Like usually when you're in a hotel, you just sleep harder. All the adults in my house, including me, have seen things move, heard movement, heard footsteps where and when none should be, and seen weird shadows and such. I'm the most sensitive to these things, and I have been my whole life. But in the last few months, everyone is seeing similar things. Anyone care to weigh in? I almost didn't pick this story because they don't mention the sickness again past the second paragraph here.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So,
I forgot what we were doing here, but yeah.
Yeah. Are you insinuating that these entities are making you feel sick? I mean, I guess insomnia is a sickness. If you're not sleeping, it can be considered a sickness or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But could be plenty of natural reasons why, that's happening. Especially if you're like suffering from like any kind of mental, I don't want to say disorder, but like if you're suffering from depression or something like that, they go see a therapist. They can prescribe you sleeping pills if they think that, I don't know, any kind of mental strain is keeping you from sleeping. You can be prescribed sleeping pills. Don't get addicted to them or anything, but like,
with sleeping pills, that's pretty easy. So
I don't know. I was prescribed sleeping pills once years ago, and they helped me sleep. I guess I don't really remember. I mean, they helped me sleep as much as melatonin helps me sleep. So I also don't really.
Melatonin doesn't make me sleep. It does make me very dizzy.
Yeah, stuff affects people differently. Like I'm not sensitive to most medications, like heavy duty painkillers and stuff like that. Don't really work on me, which makes it all the worse that now doctors are super hesitant to hand that stuff out. So they'll be like, "Oh, just take some Tylenol," and I'm like, Tylenol is definitely not going to do anything for me, but thanks, I guess. Let's see. Well, let's see what the comments have to say here. Noobvin says, first off, it sounds like you need to go to the doctor. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, I'm not very often proud of Reddit.
Yeah.
But this episode has me like really hopeful.
Well, okay. With that said, our theme is sickness. The doctor should be the first thing you do. I haven't been to the doctor since I got sick a few days ago. But if I feel like I can't go into work tomorrow, I'll probably definitely go see a doctor.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll prescribe me anything. They'll just tell me to keep taking what I've been taking, but like still.
Drink lots of water.
Let's see. they highlight here a section from their thing about them not sleeping, and they just say sleep deprivation is nothing to fuck with. To which OP says, I am seeing my doctor about it. I've been prescribed a CPAP. Okay, yeah, if you have sleep apnea, that one can literally kill you. But like,
Yeah.
if you if you snore really hard, or if you're having trouble sleeping, yeah, go see if you need a CPAP machine. They do like a test, I think, where you go to the hospital and you sleep there, and then they track your sleep in the night. I was listening to somebody talk about this, and they were like, yeah, they detect kind of like your restlessness through the night, and they detect it by like what do they call it? Essentially disturbances or whatever. And a disturbance is like when you slightly wake up. You don't have to wake up entirely, but if you roll over, if you slightly wake up or whatever, it'll detect that. And depending on how many you get in a night, they'll decide if you need like a CPAP machine. And the person who was telling this story, they were like, yeah, apparently a normal amount is like 20 or whatever, like 20 disturbances through the night. I had 140 something. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Whoa.
But most smartwatches will have like a sleep detector. It'll tell you like how long you were asleep, if you were in REM sleep for a long time. And I tried that for a little while. And I would have like 70 disturbances a night. I have a hard time sleeping most of the time, but I also work nights, so it makes sense that it's hard for me to sleep. But yeah. If you have sleep apnea, that's pretty serious too. Let's see. Someone else responds to that same comment with, it honestly sounds like trauma-induced anxiety. Speak to a therapist about it. It can get worse. I hope everything works out for you. Yeah, if it's not like, if the CPAP thing doesn't help, it could just be a mental thing too. So maybe look into that. Let's see. There's only two more.
Cromer Xbox has one.
Yeah.
That I think you should dig into.
So yeah, there's only two more comments, and this one here from Cromer Xbox. They highlighted, all the adults in my house, including me, have seen things move, heard movement, heard footsteps where and when none should be, and seen weird shadows and such. To which they say, one or more of the adults in the house are messing with the rest of you for some reason. Or even worse, some outside party is doing it, as in a human. Oh no, are we doing someone living in the walls again? Or you're just in an old, drafty, as in extreme, settling house. Okay. You're also suffering from sleep deprivation. I tried to find a doctor who at least believes that what you think is happening is the cause, rather than someone who prescribes the CPAP. Wow. Okay.
Oh boy.
This is the go-to for doctors when they don't know and think you just have apnea. Okay, but what if they do have apnea? You're just going to let them die in their sleep?
Just like going to run that risk, huh?
My aunt had one of those prescribed for her when she had sleep trouble because she was very obese. Okay. Had adult onset diabetes, and her fat was pressing on her so much that she could not get comfortable in bed, so she slept in a chair in the living room. This is because a doctor probably just can't say, well, your extreme fat is making it difficult for you to sleep.
Okay.
But I doubt if you're going to somehow lose it at 75.
Here's the thing. I don't know where this person is from, but I can say for a fact, every person, well, I don't want to say every person. I'll just say myself, and anecdotally, people that I know who are somewhat overweight, a doctor will fucking jump at the chance to tell you that you're fat. It's like the first thing they go to. And it's for any reason. You're like, well, I can't sleep. And they're like, have you tried losing weight? And you're like, well, I can't digest food right. Well, have you tried losing weight? Everything is solved by losing weight. And I'm not going to sit here and say that they're wrong, right? They went to medical school. Yeah. But to say, oh, a doctor's too scared to call you fat, that's crap.
Yeah. Even me, I'm a pretty thin guy.
Yeah.
But my family has a history of high cholesterol. So every time I see a doctor, even if I'm in the best shape of my life, they're like, you need to diet and exercise more. I'm like, okay, all right. Let's see. Wait, can I downvote this? No, fuck. Okay, last comment here. Mantha Elise says, I've had a lot of experiences, some good, some bad. I know most people have different beliefs about all of it, so I don't have answers necessarily, but am open to chatting if you need someone to talk to without judgment. What
That's
experiences?
How you get numbers on Reddit.
Is that, are you talking about experiences in the paranormal or experiences in mental health or, I don't know.
Bad sleep.
Maybe don't recommend people talk to you. Maybe just recommend they go see a doctor or a therapist.
Just like a doctor. It doesn't have to be a primary physician.
No. Although
you
I
can
will
go
say,
to
probably avoid, man, it sucks so bad in the States that like, you can't even go to an urgent care because most of them don't have real doctors. And I'm not going to say that like a nurse practitioner isn't a real medical care professional. They are, but most of them are not trained, obviously, as well as a doctor.
Well, they're not licensed to tell you.
Yeah. A lot of these like urgent care places are for profit. They cut a lot of corners. Oh, geez. They cut a lot of corners. So like, yeah, just, I don't know, like if you're having serious doubts, just go to a hospital. You'll run into somebody who could probably help you out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to your last story because I think we're running a little long.
Oh,
here.
yeah, we are running over. It's okay. My last story is from r/paranormal encounters as of 2 years ago by friendly_charge2291. Title being, physically felt ill when I entered a room with high supernatural activity. Right?
You sure it
hear
wasn't
about this a lot.
radon or CO2?
Turns out someone left the gas on my oven on, and now I think my kitchen is haunted.
Okay.
You hear about this a lot. People go to like hotel rooms and they use a little key card and they open it up and all of a sudden, it feels feel a presence. It's chilly and it's like, well, the air conditioner's been on. So, okay, the story reads thusly. I, 21-year-old female, recently visited the Queen Mary in Long Beach. Hey, by the way, that's really cool. In Long Beach, and went on the Haunted Encounter tour with my mom. It's important to know that my mom and I are really skeptical when it comes to the supernatural, as we have never experienced anything of that matter, and we are very much see it to believe it people.
Okay, well, yeah, let me counter with this. Why the fuck are you going on a ghost tour then?
Hey, man, you and I run a podcast where we talk about the paranormal.
Well, you talk about the paranormal. I mostly just shit on this stuff.
That's fair. Let's see. On the tour, my mom and I were making jokes with each other over the legitimacy of the ghost stories. We got to one part of the tour where we went to the bow of the ship, which is where the ship collided with one of its escorts, killing 300 plus people. Before going in, the tour guide mentioned that this is one of the places where supernatural activity is most active, and even if people wanted to stay behind. And even asked if people wanted to stay behind. That being said, we were still very skeptical and went in with zero hesitation. Even joking with my mom, scaring her. As soon as we got to the bow of the ship, I immediately physically felt off. I don't know how to explain it, but best I can explain it is, it felt as if I had high blood pressure, heart palpitations, and got really lightheaded. Immediately, I turned to me mom in a panic. I turned to me mom in a panic and told her I'm feeling off, and she shockingly said she did too. When I told her my symptoms, she was shocked because that's exactly what she felt. I'm still very skeptical because no one else seemed to have anything, and there were a couple kids on the tour with us. A couple of kids on the tour with us.
Ooh.
And that's the end of the story.
The kids are making you sick.
Yeah, one of the kids made a big old dookie, and it's affecting your heart.
Were the kids coughing the whole time? Why? Okay, so this podcast is free. Like not technically free, but reading these stories and recording it is free. So I'll indulge in this stuff. I'm not paying to go do a ghost tour, especially if there's fucking kids on it. Like, I don't know. I just if you're that skeptical, go to a movie. Like, go do something else. Why are you spending money on this? And then, I don't know. I don't believe you. I don't believe that you're skeptical. And then the first thing you do is go to the Paranormal Encounters subreddit.
Ooh, that's so... We should check their profile.
Look, they're only active in 4 subreddits. And which I'm guessing is only because they created this account just to post this story. Because the subreddits they're active in is sororities, Paranormal Encounters, Queen Mary, and then USC Santa Barbara. So... a frat girl who had questions about the Queen Mary. And let's see, their only posts are, they're just 2 posts about this Queen Mary haunting. And it looks like they're copy pasted. So let's see, the other one only has 1 comment on it. So I'm going to go ahead and just read that real quick. Dazzle TV said, I felt that too in that area. Full body sickness. Our tour guy said, someone did a spirit box the other day and the spirit said, move and get out. My sister then made a joke saying it reminded her of our mom. Okay. I laughed and walked right through it. Full body sickness. I immediately said sorry and prayed our Father prayer, which was kind of hard to do in the moment, like it was being disrupted. So yes, totally agree with you. I also went in super skeptical. Okay, if you're Catholic and you're doing the Our Father prayer, you're not skeptical. You believe in this shit hardcore. So
Catholics are pretty superstitious. So.
Yeah. Oh no, I lost the post.
Nah, it's fine. There's a comment here by SD Dude 27 that says, you were essentially slapped in the face with paranormal activity in an area where it's highly expected, and you're still questioning? Sorry, actually what's written here is, and you're still questioning? I've found that for many skeptics, no amount of proof or experiences is ever enough. To me, it seems that you and your mother upset whatever spirits were there with your jokes and mocking. They decided to make you feel physically sick in turn. Yeah.
I'm a skeptic or whatever. I would believe something if I saw it with my own eyes. What I don't think I would believe, though, is that, I say this, is that a ghost could make me feel sick. But here I am going into an antique mall immediately feeling ill because all the old shit in there. So
I don't think a ghost can make you sick. Crystals, though?
Old shit? I don't know how old. Well, no, I know exactly how old these ghosts are because I think the Queen Mary sank in like the 40s. So I guess that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, we have a date on a lot of those. John D. Oh, no, this is John Do Told says, a little upsetting for a lot of people when you find out your truth may have been a glitch. Give it some time, and you may be able to decide if it was not paranormal, but just hard to explain. The hard thing for you both will be when the next shoe drops. I think you mean when the other shoe drops. These events are almost never solo. John, I read that whole comment. I have no fucking clue what you were trying to say.
I have no idea what they're trying to say, but you also misread that first sentence. It says,
bad.
Little upsetting for a lot of people. It makes less sense the way it's written. A little upsetting for a lot of people when you find out your truth may have a glitch. Okay, what the fuck does that mean? You're in the wrong subreddit, guy.
Yeah, Glitch in the Matrix is a completely different site. Mark Aaron comments and says, the energy in that area hit you like a brick. It's very common when you have high paranormal energy. You either feel ill, anxiety, maybe even a sense of depression. But sometimes you could also feel what the spirit of the person was feeling during or even after their passing. It's a very strange feeling. Yeah.
Okay. And those are all the comments, to which the OP responded to none of them.
Nope.
So
Nope. She wrote these stories and dipped.
In frat girl fashion, or sorority girl fashion, she lost the attention span.
Frat girl's more confusing, but
Yeah.
Sorry for the banging. There's some repairs happening in my house.
I was about to say, what the hell is that? You're having repairs at 7:13 in the evening?
No, well, hold on. Jenna's boyfriend is he's a contractor, so he's helping us out because we're having the place inspected on Wednesday.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. Wait, you're having the place inspected?
Well, we aren't. The property management is.
I was about to say, like, why are you guys? Wait, why is he fixing it? Why is the property manager not fixing it?
Well, okay, so, God. So technically, the damages that he's fixing were caused by a cat that they don't know is living here.
Okay.
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 Does that clear everything up for you?
Yeah, I guess so. All right. Yeah. Okay, do you have any Ask X to close
I don't
out
have
the
any
episode?
Ask X's, but I do have. Don't click either of the links that I've posted in media.
Okay.
But in your first story, you'd mentioned that this person had been taking selfies for 20 years.
Yeah.
And like I had to kind of go through my historical Rolodex on like at what point technology was okay to take, that consistent of selfies.
Yeah.
So I Googled when were selfies invented, and I need you to go ahead and take a swing as to when you think selfies were invented.
Okay, well, I want to say I know that since the invention of photography, that people have been taking pictures of themselves, right? Mm-hmm. The term selfie, like, okay, I used to listen to the Rooster Teeth podcast a lot. And in like, well, I think
shout out to Gus. I know you're out there listening.
I know that podcast started in like 2010, like on and off, and it went until like 2023 or something like that. But in that podcast, they learn about the term selfie.
Oh, okay.
So somewhere in between that time period, millennials came up with the term selfie. But I know people have been taking pictures of themselves since like the 1800s. So
yeah, the first selfie was taken presumably in 1839. I should say that's the first recorded selfie.
Yeah.
Right. It could have happened sooner, but what we know of is 1839 by Robert Cornelius. While the term selfie was first used much later in 2002. Yeah. And then the last thing I have posted here was the actual name of that movie I was talking about.
The Devil in the Blacksmith. I'll have to look that up.
So the languages that are used are Spanish, but something else called Basque, which I'm not familiar with.
It looks interesting.
It's really good. I promise it's good. And the movie sets itself up for a sequel, which I don't believe exists.
Was it released in 2017 or something like that?
Yeah.
Well, okay. I'm just going to go into Ask Reddit and type in sick and see what the first thing pops up.
Good.
Let's find one with a lot of responses here. People without children, how often do you get sick? I think this is the first time I've been sick in over 2 years. I think the last time I got sick was 2 Christmases ago.
You know what? We're pretty equipped to answer this question.
Yeah. Let's see. Someone, the first comment here, rarely. Second comment, almost never. Never had COVID, and I only had one cold since 2020. Good for you, man. Someone says, a lot more often since my friends had kids.
Sure.
What do you mean the friends' kids? Okay. Someone says, I don't get sick aside from the occasional migraine. I don't think that counts. Someone said, hardly ever. I'm 61. Never even had COVID. Haven't had a cold in many years. Do you have
61
kids?
with no kids. Presumably that's why they're answering.
Well, I know I'm going to get there. So once every few years, maybe. Tiny humans are germ factories. Absolutely no thanks. Okay. Haven't been sick this year. Almost never. Last time I was sick was way before COVID. Can't quite remember. Same as others, I guess. Rarely and when seasons change. Those are allergies. Like once a year, maybe getting actually sick. There's still days I feel completely shit and stay home, but in terms of actually getting a virus or something, it's pretty rare. I'm pretty sure I'm only sick because of my coworkers. My coworkers are fucking disgusting. I don't know if they have kids. I know some of them have kids, but I don't think those guys have been sick. So
my bosses will bring in their kids. The CEO of the company I work for, her and her husband work in the same building as I do. And they'll just bring in their kids sometimes.
Gross.
Which I have to wear a hairnet on my beard, but this little shit doesn't have to wear anything on the top of his head. Okay.
They don't have to wear a little mask and gloves to keep them from coughing all over everything.
No, apparently not.
So all the comments on here are pretty much the same. So yeah. Like I said, 2 Christmases ago was the last time I felt sick. So
I think I can answer this pretty confidently and say that I got really sick last fall. Everything else has been like allergies or whatever.
Yeah.
But last fall I got extremely sick and then it fell off a day later.
Well, lucky you.
Yeah. And I anticipate getting sick very soon. But it's the same thing with getting chapped lips. Don't get, it just doesn't happen. I do not get chapped lips.
Because of all the Dr. Pepper you drink.
I assume it has something to do with the caramel that has instilled itself into my blood.
Yeah. Texas invented Dr. Pepper to prevent chapped lips. So there you go. Well,
man,
okay.
Don't say that out loud. Let's see.
Yeah.
I think that's going to do it for this illness-themed episode. Thank you all for listening. I want to thank the listeners, obviously, for being here. But I also want to thank a user that provided our theme music that you may have heard in the last episode and this episode. I'm actually not sure how many we've put it in so far.
The last couple of episodes will have had it, yes.
Right. You could find that creator under the name Ender, ENDER. I believe _music, or you could just search Ender Music on Google. But
hell yeah.
They were doing music for a game that I did some voices for, and I reached out and I was like, hey, this sounds a lot like what I want for this podcast. And I mean, it took them no time at all. So thank you for that.
It certainly fits the vibe.
Absolutely. Good stuff. If you have any paranormal stories that you want to submit to us for this show, you can do so down in the comments or to our Reddit. That's PONDPOD.
Yeah, and if you're enjoying the show, you can do a few things for us. You can leave a review. I think most podcasts ask people to leave 5-star reviews. I really don't care. Just leave a review. If you hate it, let us know. If you're like, this episode wasn't very paranormal, I know. Just
we agree.
You can leave that in a review or a comment wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you're enjoying this somehow, you can check us out on some of our other stuff like Sequel Factory, where we watch a movie and then pitch an idea for a sequel that nobody asked for. You can also find Mr. R on The Dirty 22. So we've been Paranormal Dudes. Ever in need of stories to intrigue, perplex, maybe even frighten us? Remember, if you can't explain it, see a goddamn doctor, please. Until next time, stay tuned and stay healthy.